Hey Steve,
Yes.
you want to go buffalo hunting?
Let's do it.
I'm Paul,
I'm Steve.
and this is a Shelfie. Yeah. So today I want to talk about one of my absolute favorite books of all time. One of I think it fits in perfectly with Dead of Winter because while it couches itself as a western, The White Buffalo is definitely it can be viewed as a horror novel in the way that the buffalo in question acts. The White Buffalo, which was written by Richard Sale, which, by the way, I got to show you this guy. This is when writers drank themselves to death.
Nice.
This is a man who smells like, Chesterfields, J&B, and high karate. The White Buffalo basically tells the story of two men, James Otis and this Sioux warrior by the name of Worm. And it's their unlikely team up to hunt down this white buffalo, which under normal circumstances, white buffaloes were viewed as, good omens and stuff. But in the case of this one, he's definitely a bad omen. The story starts out, part one deals with James Otis. James Otis is a shootist who's
Shoot it.
being like haunted in his dreams by this white buffalo that's trying to kill him. And Worm is the Sioux warrior whose daughter, baby daughter, was killed by the white buffalo when it stampeded through his, community. And he needs the hide of the buffalo to wrap his baby in so that she can go off into, to have peace instead of torment. Whereas Otis needs the buffalo dead to basically stop the nightmares. But there's a little thing about Otis that may be causing his nightmares in that he's got syphilis and it's basically rotting his brain.
Eh,
There's a third character. His name's Charlie Zane. Charlie Zane is the one. He's a buffalo hunter, prospector, scoundrel, all the way around. Ne'er do well, who is
often do well.
a good friend.
Nair.
Yeah,
Nair do
Nair.
well.
He's he's a good friend of Otis, and so they team up to go, hunt the buffalo. And the part one of the book is Otis's story. Part two of the book is Worm's story, and then part three is the unlikely team up that the two of them have to hunt down the white buffalo, and they're like mad race to be the one to kill it. The way the two of them, the Otis and Worm, form this unlikely alliance is Otis gets hounded in the second part by these, you know, gunslingers that he left behind in this town that he was just in, and uh, Worm is hounded by like a pack of warriors, and because he's not supposed to be in this area. It takes place in, I believe, Colorado. Worm is pinned down by like 15 of these warriors, and Otis and Charlie are up on this like hill, and Worm's down in this valley. And now Charlie hates Indians. In fact, if you ever want to read this, dial your sensitivity knob down a little bit, because Charlie is not he does not view Native Americans in a positive light.
Is Charlie the narrator? Is this a
No,
first
Charlie
person?
is no Charlie is just he's Otis's sidekick basically.
Otis is the
But
main character.
yeah, Otis and Worm are the two main characters. Charlie's like the middle guy.
Good.
Well, Worm's pinned down by these 15 warriors up on this hill. He's down in this valley, and Otis is like, come on, Charlie, we're gonna go take care of these guys. And he's like, but they got him pinned down, 15-1. And Otis is like, nope, 15-3. And Charlie's like, are you crazy? You gotta save that any 4-letter words, expletives. And Otis is like, look at it this way, old timer. If when they kill him, it's gonna be 15-2. So they basically save Worm from these other warriors, and later on, when Otis is being hounded by the gunslingers from town, Worm returns the favor, and the three of them get together. They to basically hunt down and kill the buffalo. Now, the reason why I said this was horror is just the way this thing acts. Like it taunts them, it kills their horses. It shows all the times that it could kill them, but it chooses not to. You know,
It's
so
like
it's
if
very much
Cujo was a bison.
yes, exactly like Cujo was a bison. We did a video about this on Return of the Son of the Show, and it's a lot like you could equate it to like a Moby Dick homage almost by the way some of it is told. But I won't go too far into like I don't want to ruin how it ends. There is this really cool spoiler to it that isn't a spoiler from page one, but I don't want to be the guy that robs you of finding out what the spoiler is. And the reason why it's kind of a spoiler is at the end, both Otis and Worm figure out who the other one really is. Like they're using like pseudonyms, like fake names
Like Worm.
for if Worm's using a fake name and James Otis is using a fake name. And in reality, they never met each other, but they would obviously kill each other if they knew who they were. It's such a good book. They made a movie, which is why we reviewed it on Return of the Son of the Show, which is how I first discovered it. Was it's a Charles Bronson movie. It's Charles Bronson and Will Sampson,
Of course
which
you
you may
watched
know from what's that?
Of course you watched it.
Well, it's how I found it first, and then I found out it was a book. And in a lot of ways, the book is better than the movie, and vice versa, because Richard Sale wrote the script for the movie. And it's so when I found out it was a book, I went crazy and I bought it on Amazon before Amazon was Amazon. You know, we had to wait like 3 weeks for a used copy. And I read that, I tore that thing up. I enjoyed it so much. And this particular copy right here, I got from a friend of mine who's no longer with us. In fact, yeah, I called him Longhair because he loved this book so much, and Worm calls Otis Longhair. But I let him borrow my original copy, and
His house fell on it.
well, close. He disappeared. Well, he ended up leaving town because his crazy girlfriend burned all of his stuff. Amongst that stuff that got burned was my original copy. So I don't know, a couple months pass and I get a package in the mail from eBay, and he had written, he put a note in it, I guess, on the little card that you get with it. And basically, what he had said was, my crazy ex girlfriend burned all my stuff, and I knew how much you liked it, so I had to get your copy back. So this is my second copy, and you can find it on eBay for nothing. In fact, there's a paperback that came out with the movie that I didn't know existed, and I have to have it now because it's got Charles Bronson on the cover.
On the front, does it say now a major motion picture?
Yes, it does. And the movie was made by Dino De Laurentiis, who's the same production company that made the '70s King Kong movie, which is my favorite version of that story. But yeah, if you can find it, it's cheap on eBay. Tim might even like it in his quest to find a western he likes, because it's an unconventional western, and as a
Careful.
result, he may enjoy it.
Do not overhype it. One thing I've learned, Tim, if you can overhype something, and then he's just not gonna like it because it won't be as good as you made it out to be. So just be careful.
So read it with a grain of salt, maybe.
Read it with a grain of salt, or a salt-rimmed glass with a margarita.
There you go. Or some cheap rot gut whiskey.
Yeah, leave
That'll
the
work
salt
too.
out. Forget the salt if you're going to go the whiskey route.
Right. All right. Well, like I said, Richard Sale's White Buffalo came out in the early 70s. It's a great Western. It's got great horror aspects, and I can recommend it so for Tim, but for everybody else, I can't recommend it enough.
Well said.
Man, this is getting heavy. So I'm Paul,
I'm Steve.
and this has been a Shelfie.
The next time you're looking for something to read, check your Shelfie. Now we get naked.
Yeah, that's right.
Cue the stripper music.